Just hold on a second, guys. Okay, boys, let's start. So, if you don't know me, it's me. Hi, I'm the low end, and I'm back to stream again. And I have, like, this is the third stream, and in the past two streams, we have done nothing but work on the game. And we have done just some trivial normal stuff, including uh, creating a chat system. That was when I was just testing out how the stream works, and we implemented some abstractions in the second uh, YouTube video, the stream. Why is the music so loud? Okay, I guess that's okay now. So, in this stream, we are going to cover some uh, things about the game and also my setup for basically developing the game, right? So, we are going to do that, and also I'm going to figure out how Jai works which is a language by Jonathan Blow. So I just wanted to test it out on stream, and then let's just see how the stream goes, right? So without further ado, let's get started. So since the past two streams I had worked off stream and did some changes in the code, and by some I mean a lot. So there is a lot of stuff going on in the main repo. So right now I have abstracted a lot of stuff, and I can say the repo is up to the mark now. And we also have some uh, security down lead name is always necessary, change log, contributing, etc. I was thinking that I should make this repository public, but I'll not make it for now. I mean, when I have something cool developed, then I can like then I will maybe uh, make the repository public, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of abstraction. I have set up some build pipelines and also CI. Okay, so where should we start with? So let's see. Let's go to my engine config first. I just wanted to show this real quick, and I wanted to just discuss about what all shortcuts I use with Neovim. So just some quick insights on what I use daily. So I have this repository public by the way, so if you want to see it, you can. It's on my GitHub. So everything you are seeing here is my remaps, which are the standard remaps, and the plugin specific remaps are inside the plugins folder. So it's in here, and I don't have like that many plugins installed. I have some plugins related to navigating really quick. I have the Lua line plugin for basically the line below which you are seeing here. Then Fugitive for the get edited stuff, auto patch for completing um, braces, surround for surrounding some text to a text. Then we have the icons, which is just giving icons to this tree here and all of that. So let's just discuss this for a brief, and then we can start discussing about the game, and then I will discuss about Jai. I haven't really seen anything about Jai, by the way, so it's going to be my first time. Before that, let's just quickly get over this, okay? So my leader is obviously space. It's really easy to deal with, okay? Leader PV opens NetRW, okay? Then this is for doing like grabbing the line, and you can relocate it very easily. This is just like VS Code. Okay, and first of all, I took this from the Prime Engine, and then I tweaked it a little bit for myself. Okay, so there is some really standard stuff. What I really like from this is this part. Okay, this is really good. Like it keeps the cursor in the center when I want to seek up and down. Then this time leader Y selects this entire line, and selects in the sense it just copies it to my buffer, and leader Y copies my entire selection into the copy buffer, right? That's really good. This leader D helps me delete and doesn't forget the last thing which I um, use, right? So whenever you delete and when it keeps it inside a buffer, and then we can use it again. But if you don't want it, you can use this. Then Q is for no operation. I don't know why I did that. Um, I don't really remember actually. Reader SO is for sourcing the file. So if I want to source this file, I can do that as well. Reader RW is to rewrite whatever is underneath my cursor. So if I want to rewrite a reader, I can do that really quickly. And this is only happening in this buffer. Okay. Then we have reader X, which selects the entire buffer. Then this is my favorite command. So this runs the last command, uh, whatever put here. Okay, whatever we put here. So for example, like this is pretty useful if you want to build your own game pretty quickly by using some commands, right? So if you have a script, you can just run this once and then you don't need to really type it again. You can just do Control B and it will run the previous command for you. Okay, so that's it. Then we have vertical split, horizontal split, like PWS, pretty basic stuff. And then all of this is just to move the buffer here and there. And then space queue will quit my buffer. And this is the Ultra Pro Max quit, which is force quit. So this is all basically what I'm using. Space is for telescope and space GR is for gripping for the telescope, right? So that's my Vim config. Okay, nothing too much, it's pretty basic. So that's what I wanted to cover. If you are seeing my videos, this will help us a bit. Okay, so actually my friend is pretty interesting. He is saying that he wants me to try out Jai, so I have installed it in my downloads folder, and I think it's in my downloads folder. Downloads, get Jai. Okay, so I have it there. Okay. So let's go ahead into my projects. Actually, let's create a directory called playground. Yeah, what? Okay. So we are going to copy downloads slash jai dot slash. Okay, so let's jai. Okay, so my friend wanted to me to test jai out, so let us see. He also created a repo for me to look out for. There is a lot of stuff going on inside. I don't know if I should publish this video like this, but I mean, why not? Let's see. Not going. Bin. Jai.exe is the executable for Windows. Jai Linux is the executable for Linux. Tested on Ubuntu 18.04. Use Jai-Urgent to see what version it is, or Jai-Help to see all the command line outputs. Okay, so we have all the binaries here. Microsoft Visual C. What is this? Okay, about my game, I'll just talk about it in the end. Okay, let's figure what this is about. Okay, because this is really interesting. It comes from a game developer, and this is something which I wanted to try earlier, but I didn't have the access to it. But my friend has the access to it, and he gave me this zip folder. So let's just see what's going on here. Where's some VR? What the hell? Bro has implemented OpenXR bindings. What? That is some insane stuff. Keymailer, codex view. Okay, codex. DirectX, DLL, keyboard replacement, invaders. Oh, why did I open this? Mm, I mean, this would not have a linter right now, right? Jai iOS example. Bro is crazy. Skeletal animation, subtitles, convert.jai. Okay. Stream 4 map. Watch and Wasm. How to. Okay, this is some stuff which is explaining the language. Actual good stuff. 999. What does this mean? It's not an order, right? After it, we have 10, 20, there's no 21 modules. All of these modules are supported by Jai. This one is the best. Look at the name. So good. Change log. Updated the LLVM back into LLVM. Okay, which reduced the time which needs to compile Sokoban by about 7% for debug builds and 12.5% for release builds. In print functions, we have changed the substring this. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Let's do the size. Okay, so there is a lot of stuff to deal with. So let's just see the examples, right? and then we can dive into Matrix repository. First.jai. You can import different modules to provide different functions. Okay, basic. Here, basic gives us a bunch of functionality, including different function. Great. This is just basic. Like in C++, everything after slash slash until the end of the line is a comment. Okay, this is a multi-line comment. Nice. You can declare variables. The format for a declaration is this: name type equals value, like Python. Okay. A underscore variable. Okay, a variable, and then type float 37.0. Nice. Except you don't need to provide both type and value. If you skip the value, you will get a default value. Makes sense? If you skip the type, then the type will be inferred from the value. Okay, so it's not strict. The type will always be known at compiling time. Okay. This is a strongly statically typed programming language. Makes sense. B underscore variable. This is the default one. Will get a default value of 0. Why not? Okay. Why not 0.0? What? And this is float. Okay, this is somewhat like Go. If I remember it correctly, we can also mention types like this inside, and if we want to infer, it's like just remove it. You have colon equals. Okay. You can use colon instead of the equals, which indicate that a value is constant. No, this is so good. Attempting to reassign this value would be an error. Okay, this is nice. Procedures follow the same declaration format. For them, we don't usually write the type -- we let it be in full. Because the syntax for adding a procedure tells us all the type information anyway. And we usually declare procedures as constant with 2 colons because you usually don't want to rebind them at runtime. Then we have main, like always, normal print, and then format. To build this program, run Jai. For us, it's Jai Linux, and then there's .jai. To run it, just do this. Okay. You know what? Let's just look at the repository, and then we can figure out how we can deal with this language. Okay. So let me open up my browser. Maybe I'll go with my friend's repository, and he's also pestering me saying that look at my repo, so I'm just going to do that. Give me a moment. Just messing around. Repositories. Which game? Whoa, GitHub knows that it's this language. Very nice. Okay, perfect. Okay. This is my friend's repository. They can see my browser now. I was I was trying to navigate, okay. Go ahead and follow this guy. Demon King Swam slash Twitch game is the repository which we are looking, and he is going to stream this apparently on Twitch. Let's see what's going on here. Is the get ignore actually okay? Assets. What assets does this have? Square main.jai hashtag load world.jai. Is this how you import modules? And this is how we import packages? What? Main : game window hashtag run main. What is this? Okay. Constants.jai with hide Twitch game. Okay, this makes sense. We already read about this. Actually, this constants thing is a good thing because I really don't like how the current languages they all treat constants. There are so many quirks um, in each language, right? This makes it a little bit better, but I don't know much about Jai, so I cannot like comment on it a lot. So let's see what's going on in the world. Okay. Import basic, window creation, import system, and sim sim sim. What is this? Okay, give me a moment. Let's just see if this has a documentation. Jai community. It's taking forever to load. Wow. Great. No problem with my network connection. Jai Lang is a computer programming language developed by Jonathan Blow. Okay. And team. Yeah, the team also. This site attempts to form a searchable language reference out of the hours and hours of video information presented by the god himself. A programming language for games. Jai is a programming language for games. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know about this. Okay, let me show it on stream. So I shouldn't probably show that. Wait. Okay. Other unofficial Jai summaries, philgames.com/Jai. There is this thing, there is this thing. Jai compiler references. This guy is tired of looking up links over and over. There is a computer language being the joy of programming. See, this is it. I want this. Where is the joy? Where is the fun? Where is the fun now? If Jai helps me to remove all of the abstraction which we are doing in programming, right? And then I am in it. Is it in standby? What? What? Why is it in standby? Oh, it's not in standby. Come on, bro. Okay, I want the fun back. That's the point, right? Because if like AI has really took the market by a swarm, and I don't really like it because there's a lot of AI slop which we see daily, right? So another concept is putting data at the center of the design. Okay, data-oriented programming, I see. A syntax that respects the programmer's workflow. There we go. We are onto something. Controlling compiling from the language, compile time execution so you can write the build script in the language itself. God, this is so good. No, this is going to change the programming landscape. I'm sure about it. When will Jai release? On April 10th, 2019, Abner Campbell, sorry if I spelled it wrong, announced during his Twitch stream that the Jai team decided on the final task need for beta release. He didn't give a hard deadline, but it seems reasonable. The team should finish before the end of 2019. Okay, it's 2026 now, and we don't really respect deadlines, do we? People blogging or streaming our Jai. Wow, this guy has compiled a lot of good stuff. Inductive dot Jai. Game programmers and the CPP collapse. C++ is a good language, but I think there are a lot of features in C++ and it makes C++ really is bloated the good word, I don't know. But there are a lot of features in C++, man. I wish there weren't that many features. Engine tech, a JI to C converter or compiler written by a third party. Okay, let's just inspect this code, okay, which my friend has written, and then we can get some context. So, I don't know what this is. I think this is related to creating textures because we can see that here, and I don't really get what this is. Is this like a scope thing? Where is texture beneath? Running is set to true. This is for the game loop, and then we load player and constants. We create the player. Delta time. Last time is a pointer. If this is a pointer, I don't know. And this gives a float, current time, monotonic. I can't really understand. Duration, current time minus last time, dot star. Okay, is this like dereferencing or something? This is a really weird way to dereference, but okay. Then we calculate dt and then we return dt. Okay. Game window, window, create window. Such a basic function. This is what we need in programming, right? Just slap normal functions. So much to do, like create context, dot 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 dot. Like abstract like this. Come on. Uh, create window with height title. Sim dot. I should not call it sim. Dot set render target window. Okay, so we set the render target. Last time is equals to current time monotonic. While true, we put the reference here. Okay, this makes some sense now. And then update window events is called. So I guess this is an internal function. Where is this? Would be inside this somewhere. Then for events, this frame, if it dot type equals dot quit return. Game loop. What is it? Bro, what is this, bro? Position plus equals to player. Okay, player dot velocity dot x makes sense. This depends on velocity, but why is this inside here in world.jai? It should be inside player.jai, but okay. Same dot clear render target makes sense. Draw player. We'll draw the players. Sim dot swap buffers window. Okay, the same is related to like the actual rendering thing. And I love how it's named as sim. Very cool. I approve this. I officially approve Jai. Very cool. Then game loop, EV event, ADD float, move player, the reference player, I guess. DTEV, these are the data time and the event. So this is dependency injection. And okay, import map, player speed is the size of this. That's pretty huge. Player struct. Okay, load player. We'll load the texture. Texture load from file. I can understand this language a little bit, and it's not really that different if I'm looking at from my perspective because I come from C++, C Sharp, and Python, and also Go. So this is somewhat relatable. Okay. Don't really know anything about Rust. I haven't really tried it. Will do so in the future. Not now, but okay. Right, actual load player set shader for images. Hmm. Sim dot imaget begin, sim dot imaget quad. and dot indicate flush. So this is like end or what? Like immediate end? Why not just name it as end? Why call it flush? Okay, makes sense. Okay, I guess this is good code. So I should probably try it out, right? I know my channel is centered around building Alterna, but this is somewhat of a detour because I really wanted to know about the language. So, uh, I guess this video is not really about Alterna. Should I just change the thumbnail or something? Maybe in the future. Just wait a second. Just wait a second. Okay. The music is really important. Music is really important. Okay, okay. You know what? Let's just go ahead and build this, okay? Because I want to understand the process of developing a game with Jai. And I'm really excited about this language. So let's begin. First of all, let me switch to my editor and then we can back out from here. What? Okay. So we have both of these. Okay. Let's go to Jai and let's go to bin. And then we have Jai Linux right here. Okay. So let's copy Jai Linux. Okay. And place it in playground. So we have Jai Linux and then we can just do Jai Linux like this. Unable to find Jai or bin in the current exe path. Alright, how would this work? Obviously. Mm, Let me check if we have some documentation about it. So my friend says that we should put Jai bin dir in path. Okay, great. So I have to put it in path, then execute it like that. Okay, I'll do that. Hmm. Okay. Xi Linux. So if I do this, it says you need to provide an argument telling the compiler what to compile. Sorry, pass dash alpha help. Great. Very nice. So I also have to get this or what? With LLD Linux. I should probably put this to part, but let's just copy this. Jai Linux. Unable to find /jai or /bin in the current exe path. What does the readme say? Okay, I've used this. But does this get low here? Then we can just remove it. Okay. This is not the best practice, but let's just do it anyway. Okay. We are just doing it for testing, right? What? Why? Get loan get at GitHub.com. Okay. GitHub.com is not there. Okay, look what we have here. Which game? We have this. Very nice. Dot slash jai Linux main.jai. Look what we have here. Moving square, so cool. I really love this. It's very smooth. So smooth. Also, diagonal is fast, so you have to fix this, okay? Great. We have officially created a game in Java. I mean, cloned and showed it here. So I have not created this, but it's not that hard to create. I mean, for us game developers, this is also fun to play. Anyway, let's learn about the language. Okay, running linker. Oh, LLD Linux flavor GNU. Okay. Wow, they've worked a lot. Stats for workspace 2. Luxor lines processed these many lines. Front end time. LLVM. Good that they are using LLVM here, like in the project. Then very cool, I would say. So let's learn about the language, okay? This has to go, I'm sorry. Jai Linux, LLE Linux, and then we have both of this. Good. Let's get back to the examples because I want to learn how to import and load. Let's make this a little bigger. How to import and load using advanced files specific.jai main.jai. Okay, so we were here and I got to learn about this. I skimmed this, so let's see. So if we want to define a function, we have to put the scope like that. Okay. Unlike C, our print function knows the types of things. Okay. So there is no need to specify a type like D or um, X or something, right? We can just use this. My friend is saying that I have deleted the compiler. No, I have not. I have not deleted it. It's inside bin. So it's right here, my friend. It hasn't gone anywhere. I should have put this to path. I mean that's uh, the standard way, and I think that's how I should probably do it. I should put it in my ZSHRC. Might do it later. Let's just learn about the language, okay? And then I'm just going to throw my thoughts outside. So this is really good. I mean, we do not have to mention types specifically inside, and that takes some pain away from us, which is nice. Number types.jai. So import basic, and this also imported basic, by the way. It gives the basic functionality. Then inside main, and I see that this guy hasn't called main, so this is like the entry point. My friend did this run main or something. So I guess this is how it works. Then let's see number types.jai. The basic numeric types are named after their sizes. There we go. This is the best. I mean, I like this. There are types for unsigned integers with names starting with the letter U followed by the number of bits. Okay, so there's this library in C which we have to import, and then we basically have to type def everything, and this is just integrated into Java, which is a good thing. So if we want 8-bit, we can use U8, then U16, U32. You can also write numbers in hexadecimal by starting with 0x, makes sense. U64, and put underscores into numeric constants for readability. So good. There are, uh, wait, what is this? This is intentional. There are corresponding types for signed integers. Okay. So for signed integers, we put s instead of I. Okay. I8 instead of that we put S8 and S16 0B1 binary. Wow. For readability we can put underscores inside, so that is a good thing. And I guess Python also has that. Python also has this, I mean, I remember that. So this is a good thing. If you try, okay, I went there pretty fast. If you try to assign one of these values to a constant that is too big, the compiler will give you an error at compile time. Makes sense. Compiler time errors are gifts. They mean you don't have to debug running code in order to find the problem. We like compile time errors. Okay, this is a good take. Nice. So this number would fit into 16 bits. Try uncommenting this line and see. Okay, I won't do that, but should I put this like the binary in part and then we can execute it from here, so that I also uh, uh, I also show how this runs, right? And then I can also get an idea why did I write that. Let's undo this and write it again. Okay. Wait, let me create a new window. cd jai export. Let me go to GSHRC real quick. GSHRC, GSHRC. Okay. So this is JAI specific. JAI specific. And you probably cannot see this because I'm writing in another window. But I'll come back in some short period of time. This is related to Q down. Okay, JAI specific. Export path equals US path, and then we can give the path to the directory which is this. What is it? Where are we? Let me just copy this. Okay, great. Slash jai slash bin slash. Okay. So let's save this, get back, clear, and rerun. I should have sourced it. Let me put this on standby. Okay, we are back. CD playground. Okay, so Wow, Jai is not working. Very nice. Oh, it's working. Okay, obviously. Great. So we have Jai working. That's very nice. Let's see what's here. Endgame. Okay. Number types. And then we can do something like this. Should we do PWD? Okay, we are here. Playground. So Jai, Linux, playground. Oh, sorry. Slash Jai slash how to slash to number x.jai. So we are getting an error. Unable to open file. Okay. This is because you don't have to put this. Are we in the correct place? How? How am I getting this error? Jai Linux. Don't tell me it was Jai Linux. Jai slash how to slash 002. What? Oh, how underscore to. Okay. Very nice. How underscore to 002. Okay, that's nice. Let's get back to Neovim. How to 002. Oh, that was quick. How to 002 underscore types number type to try. So we were here, any integer numeric constant is S64 by default. So that's the type you get if you let the compiler infer a type automatically. So this would be S64. But these numeric constants will automatically convert to other types if they fit, which is why the above assignments of A, B, C, etc. work. Automatically convert to other types. So in this language, you don't need to suffix numeric constants in order to make the type checking work. Okay. It's important to understand that numeric constants are special in that they automatically cast to various types very easily. But general variables do not behave like this. In this language, unlike C or C++, numeric variables will not implicitly cast to each other. Very nice. For example, when assigning one value to another value, if the target of the assignment is big enough to hold the entire range of the source variable, for example, b is equals to a, this is okay. Since u16 is bigger than u8, this produces an error if you uncommunicate right. Okay, this is a good thing. This is so good. S is equals to C. This is okay because S64 contains all of these other good. You know what? If they are going to continue developing this language, which they would be obviously, they should not include like they would not probably include much complicated stuff, but they should not make it like C++, where there are so many different ways to do the same thing, right? And I bet Jai would do this because they know the pain of C++ more than me. So, but uh, backwards compatibility is another thing, and I think if you are trying to develop a software, right, and you are thinking that this would be that we will use another version, which is like the higher version of a language for programming all the current tasks, right? They should go ahead and switch and implement all of the quirks of the language, is which they have introduced, right? This I feel like people who are developing this won't do like they would introduce much complexity into the language, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with this, but let's just go ahead, okay? Point is that I don't want so many features to deal with, and even if we are introducing so many features, they should be like toggleable or something, right? This was a concept which I was thinking about some while ago, that why aren't features toggleable in languages? And that makes sense. Like we have the base language and then we can put some features on it, and maybe some plugins to introduce new features for the exact language. That would be pretty lit. I'm definitely onto something with this. That would be cool. So let's get back to this. D is equals to E. Okay, this produces an error even though D is much bigger than E. Why? It can't hold negative numbers. Okay. This also produces an error though F happens to hold a positive number. Word wrap issues. If it's something that can hold negative numbers, and that's what determines the validity of the operation. Okay, that's nice. If you want to squeeze a bigger type into a smaller type, you can use an explicit cast. B is bigger, we cast down to U8. Nice. To help catch mistakes, cast operations check the range of the value they are casting. If the information is lost, there's some error, but it's a runtime error, so not as convenient as a compile time error. By the way, if you are doing this, you are doing something wrong, okay? This should not happen in the first place. This will cause errors nonetheless. So this will report an error at runtime if uncommented. I guess it's the same thing as this. If you know you want to discard information intentionally, you can turn off the check with a no check modifier. No check modifier, and then bro introduces a new syntax. What is this, bro? Why is there a comma inside? And what do you mean by modifier? Is this how you chain functions? Let's see. Class 1 checks can be turned off at compile time for builds that you want to run at maximum speed. There's one more name of an integer type int, which is just an alias for S64. Why not have another name for it? It's to signal intent. If you want an integer variable but don't want to think precisely about how big it needs to be, just use int. Then someone who reads the code will know, for example, that it may not necessarily be true that this value needs to be 64 bits for any good reason. Whereas if you just write as 64 everywhere, people won't know which ones are 64-bit for functionality, necessary reasons, and which are just that way arbitrarily. Okay, if you're using Jai, then just use the specific uh, types instead of using int, by the way. That is what I'm thinking. Why is there int even in the first place? Int matching type of my int is equals to type of h. You can compare types. We'll talk about this later. Okay. There are two floating point types, float32 and float64. Very nice. And I don't know why this is not called F32 and F64. Why is this float32 and float64? Only God knows. Print L is of type this. Okay, then we print this. Okay. Any floating point numeric constant is float32 by default if it does not demand too much precision to fit into 32-bit IEEE 754 floating point number. If it needs more, it's float 64. Good. Right now we don't print all the trailing digits. That makes sense. Let's print a new line. Not a number. Okay. You can use the 0h prefix to specify floats and hex in IEEE format. This lets us straightforwardly specify weird values if we want to. What do you mean by weird values? Uh, 932 is whatever this is. This is a NAN. Okay, negative 0, 64-bit version. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. The type float is an alias for float32, so this is just like integer, like int, and we can specify this. Y and X are the same type. Good. Let's go with how to 003 booleans. There's a boolean type bool. It's defined to be 8 bits. Bools can be true or false. X is equals to true. You can specify it like this. X is equals to false and X not equal to X is for toggling. Let's talk about if statements now. The general form is the following: if condition, then block, else block. So this is like go. As in most languages, you can omit the else block. Here we test whether x is true and if so, run some code. Make sense? Of course, the compiler can further type of a bool just like anything else. If you cast a number to a bool, the result will be false if the number was 0. False if the number was 0, true if the number was non-zero. Okay, makes sense. Pretty standard. Let's define a helper function that casts various strings to bool and tells us the result. So this is the helper function. So convert is the name of the function, then scope. I don't know why it's like this. Why is it not like this? But okay. Then any argument. Type of cast argument. Okay. And what's this? Now let's cast various things to bool and see the result. Convert 0, convert 1, do this. Hello, sailor. Hmm. You should not really 0. We should fix that sometime. You will. The determination of whether some typecast to false or true exactly matches whether and if clause would execute its then block or its else block. If check arg this be castable argument. If argument better be true, better be false. If check. Ah, I see. This is so good. Very nice. Why is this so good? Because this is exactly like different languages, which I know. Okay. How to 004 arrays. What about strings, bro? Where is okay? It's after after I see why it's after arrays. Okay, makes sense. Import basic arrays part one. This is a function print slash n part one can define an array of values. So this is how we define the array. This is like combination of C++, Go and Python together. Basically Go and C++, not even Python. So this is how we specify an array of 8 integers back together. This is how we access um, and put things inside. Pretty much standard stuff. Also, is there nothing about operators or like we are doing anything different? I cannot see. First index of an array is 0, last index is the declared dimension -1. Here we declare x as having 8 slots, so the valid indices are 0 to 7. Sometimes programmers make mistakes with arrays. This language will automatically check your array subscripts against the array bounds at runtime to ensure you stay in the range. Okay, but would this result in runtime logical errors? I don't know. You can turn off bounce checking for high performance release builds or in all builds for local pieces of code by using special compiler directives. But we won't worry about those now. Okay, n is 37. This is out of bounds of the array and will cause the program to terminate with an error if you uncomment it, try it. If the array bounds are known at compile time as with X above and a subscript is also known at the compile time, Then the compiler will perform a compile time bounce check, and we love compile time checks. I understand. Members of an array must all be of the same type. They are stored efficiently in memory with no indirection. This is not a language where some values are magically boxed. For loop, there we go, finally for loops. For index, start with 0 and with 7. Mm, okay. In the above loop, we declare that index is a variable that takes each value from 0 to 7 in sequence and runs the print function for each value. When you look at the output of the program, note that the slots of x that we did not assign are all set to 0. That makes sense. This is guaranteed when you declare the variable, it is by default initialized to 0. This is what this is what should happen, and this is and I think where why is the music not okay. Let's go with synthwave. Synthwave. Great. When you look at the output of the program, note that the slots of x that we did not assign are all set to 0. This is I have already read this. Arrays of non-integer types will be set to default value of the type in each slot. It's just like a non-array declaration, which would work with variable slots. Default values for primitive types in this language are displayed with 0 cast to that type. Here's an array of struct strings. Music is so loud. Okay. This is why arrays come before strings, right? Because strings are essentially arrays, obviously. My string. This is how we define string. If this is how we define string, then this is a goated feature. This is how we should define string. Either this or not put the array thing at all and make it abstracted. And I guess this is a better option. Very nice. There's a compact version for the for loop that lets you just iterate over each element of an array without mentioning indices. We'll discuss for loops in greater detail later on. S is the string, I is the index. So this is just enumeration, right? Arrays part 2, so we have covered part 1, ladies and gentlemen. We are on to part 2. A, B are arrays of floats. Depend the type of both, and if they are equal, obviously they won't be because they are two different objects, I guess. We want to be able to do lots of stuff with arrays, like passing them to procedures. It's a strongly typed language, so we need to have a type that tells us we are dealing with an array, but doesn't care so much about the size that not a compile time at least. Thus we have array view. This is something new. which you can declare like this. C is a float array. This is not new. Okay, the runtime implementation of an array view is just an 64 indicating the number of elements and the data pointer indicating the base of the array. We'll talk more about pointers later. Array views do not show memory for the actual data stored in the array. They are just these two small values. C is equals to A is now a view on A. Wait, so do they just store the references or what? Like, if you're dealing with C, then it should be something like this, right? C is equals to and A. Is it the same thing? But if it's a view, then it should not be editable or mutable. Let's see, they are going to talk about pointers later. Array views are also bounce checked. Okay. Uncomment this for a runtime error. No, I won't. Array views let us do stuff like calling functions for different size arrays, print some, and then this is how we pass an array inside a function. Some float for value, array sum plus value. Okay. Wait, we don't have anything after the for? We don't have anything, okay. So just do this and then we can put the contents like this. There isn't like a scope thing, like we can do this, but this is a shorter way. If it was Python, it would be something like this, but okay. Then we can do this, okay. That's how we usually use array views. It's very simple and automatic, and you don't have to think about it. Arrays automatically cast to array views, but it's good to understand what things look like underneath. So let's play with the array view in a way that's less common, but still totally valid and well defined. So if I go on reading this, like everything, it would probably take me an eternity to understand the language. So the best way is to just go ahead and look a repository or something and find out the best practices. But if we want to like deep dive into this, we can do it. I just wanted to get the taste of the language. So this is like Go and C++. Also some parts of Python inside, but it's mostly C++ and Go. Mostly like Go, if I'm being honest. But there are also some good things, like we saw like the mutability thing and the types part, this number types of this one, which will leave this one. So we can specify types like this, and this is probably better than other languages. Because in C we have to introduce a header called C types. So this is good, and this is just the start of the documentation, so there would be a lot of stuff which I have to deal with. So I probably read about this off stream and get to know more about Jai later. But I think Jai is a really good programming language by the looks of it. I probably should understand it more in order to get the nitty-gritty of the language, but I like the feel of the language, so it's going pretty well. And obviously, they're going to like fix a lot of stuff and patch a lot of stuff later. So that is a thing to look out for, and I would really like a good documentation for Jack. So this is a good thing. I like it. Considering that our stream is about Alterna, by the way, I have worked a lot off stream and there is so much to discuss about it. So maybe we should get into it right now. I'll just go ahead and show what's going on. Okay, so don't beat me up. I've coded some stuff, but I won't do that. I just wanted to set up uh I just wanted to set up some stuff very quickly, okay? So here is what we have till now going on with Alterna. So there is a lot going on. I put a lot of stuff inside. I have put some markdown files, also a make file. The project now uses installer to bundle and ship my game, so that is a plus point. Also, instead of just raw dogging everything into requirements.txt, we are now using poetry. And poetry is, if you don't know, it's like node modules but for Python. So we have streamlined this project a little bit and made it look like it's a professional project, but it's really not much of that because we have a lot to do. Then we also set up this pre-commit config to help us with the CI. So it runs some tests, etc. I set up linters, which is the rough linter, and also formatter, which was not working in the last stream, so I did that as well. And type checking, MyPy is used for that. So both of this. Then I have this make file, which has some really basic simple commands, okay? And I have done like made some simple tests just to um, ensure that our project is set up with the pipeline, right? So I have done that. Then assets is now totally separated. We have created an SRC folder which contains everything inside, and I have separated the Pygame main, like the code which we need for the game from our main game. Okay, so all of this is related to um, the engine related stuff. This contains the game stuff, and this is related to my game, like everything inside. I don't know why it is showing linter just now. I'll fix that. Also, there are some naming issues which I have to fix, so I'll do that as well. Let me show you how the game is building right now. Okay. This is good way to help me show you what is like how the control B thing works actually. So you won't be able to see this, but this is how the game looks right now. Okay, if you can see it, it's totally full screen. I think it will have some errors on screen, but I've also like put in an options thing, like the setting screen. Then we can change the config. So let me show that to you. Just a second. Let me show that to you. So let's make it smaller then. So this is a little bit glitchy, but we'll fix that. Okay. So we have this thing working, a basic window. I vibe coded this thing, but we'll fix this. Okay. And this is how it looks. This should be in the center and this should be in the bottom right side. Also, I have to update this logo in the bottom. And then we also have a nice start animation for the logo. So let me show that to you. So if I do Control B, it's going to run the last command for us. And then we can see this running, right? So you saw that starting intro for our studio. We will build on that as well later. Then this is our scenes working. Now this is how the game is looking, by the way. I haven't really explained about the game in my past two streams, and I'm not going to tell like about my game in the stream as well, because I think it's high time now and I want to end the stream. And I've been talking like straight for 2 hours. I don't want to talk more. So thing is, I was working on the design on the game, and I was trying to figure out what all to show to you guys, right? So I was thinking about the game and how the players will interact with it, what will be the elements inside the game, and um, essentially what the game is about, right? So I think the next stream is going to be that we'll be discussing about the game, and also uh, maybe fix the UI issue which we were seeing. Okay, we will be doing that. So concluding this stream, I don't want to tell much about Alterna ruins today, as of today. About my setup, I showed you my Neovim setup, and also Jai is pretty cool. I mean, what a language. I'm definitely going to learn about it and go into the depths of the language, study about it, and then maybe I'll try and implement something inside, like with Jai, right? So we'll do that. Also, I'm really interested about the XR stuff. Like, bro, just like they are developing the language and they implemented so many things inside already. That is a huge W, I would say. So, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of things. to complete. So I just in this stream today, it was not much about Alterna, but it was probably me just talking about Jai and my setup. So that's about it, I guess. Although there is nothing else more than Enrum that I have in my setup. I mean, I have some basic aliases which I have set up in my GSH RC. So as that, I used Hyperland before, but I switched to GNOME because I started with it. Like old habits never die, I guess, or die hard. But for me, it never dies. So great. I mean, let's just end the stream, okay? We'll talk about Alterna in the next stream. Bye, guys.